I'll make it look like I wrote a whole bunch of
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to this special edition of the Johnny Laing Show. And I'm here with my good friend, Alfrado Parlay. And what we're going to do every Thursday at 11 a.m., when we open this store up every Thursday, we are going to open up the show, which we are calling The Art of the Wager. And we're going to talk about... we're definitely going to be talking about football. We're going to be talking about baseball. We're going to talk about racing. We're going to talk about the art of the wager. And not only that, most importantly, what we're going to be talking about is the psyche of the gambler. And this is something that I have briefly discussed previously with Al. And it's super interesting. And it's going to give you guys an insight on why you do the things you do, even if you don't know why you do the things to do. Right, exactly. And maybe why you should do different things and what you should possibly do. So with that being said, we want to welcome everybody in, and I want to turn it over to my good friend Al, and he's going to give you guys a little bit of an idea of what's going to be happening on Thursdays at 11.
Yeah, so first off, how you doing, everybody? We're getting ready for the season, the NFL season and college season as well. And let's not forget, the Open is tomorrow.
Yeah.
We got the Open. So actually, anybody who did tune in today, you got to get your Open bets in sometime later on this afternoon, because by the time you're up and taking your shower, it's going to be teeing off. So I've got a little something for you if you hang around later today. The premise of the show, when Johnny and I were talking, we were kind of ahead of all the big boys out there on TV. I like to do future wagering for a particular reason. I know some of you guys have already downloaded some of the lines in the first week in the NFL, maybe even some of the college stuff. But the whole idea of making a future wager has to do with the psyche of a gambler. You know, John and I said, you know what, when you were little, you remember Christmas Eve was always much more fun than Christmas Day. You couldn't sleep at night. I can't wait. Maybe it's there.
All right, I'm asleep.
Yeah, that's right. Is somebody walking on the roof? You know, you got cookies down there for Santa Claus and milk and everything else. So the whole idea with this is to give you a little bit of action and attention now, without being ridiculous about it. You know, right. Small, little investments.
Not breaking the bank.
Right, not breaking the bank. This whole idea is to get you started now. So let's think about the mathematics of it as well as the psyche of it. If you wagered, let's say, just 2 Johnnies, okay? 2 Johnnies in the month of July. Are you really going to feel that?
That's our unit going to be Johnnies?
Yeah, we're going to
like it.
That's our standard unit of measurement. Let's go back to 101 math. Our standard unit of the measurement is going to be Johnnies. Now, we have other kind of Johnnies we're going to talk about, so when I mention that means you know what. We got the Big Smoky, we got all kinds of stuff. When you hear me mention those things, you'll be coming in and saying, what is going on down there at Polak Johnny's? So we are using standard unit of measurements as Polak Johnny's, okay? We tell you to load in, we let you know in how much. Sometimes we might have a hand truck, so we might we might need a hand truck.
I hope.
Yeah, that's happened. And then we also have a little bit of special sauce made, but we'll talk about that later as we get into the season. I can't divulge that information right now. It's a secret. It's a secret. So here's what we're going to do. The psyche of the gambler is the first thing we're talking about. We all like a little bit of action, right? We don't want to wait until week 1. We want to get into it right now.
Futures.
That's why we talk about futures. But here's the thing: you can also do 2 things. If you need some action now, remember, we're simply talking about action. You can actually say make a baseball wager or an open wager or even the WNBA, which I do occasionally. You can make that wager today and tie that in with the futures and build your value on the ticket, your ROI. Return on investment. For anyone who's new, that's what ROI means when we mention it, your return on your investment. So for me personally, I like to at least get 8 to 10 to 1 on my return on investment for future wagers. Okay? So if you don't know how to do that, you can either go to your local casino that allows sports wagering, or if you're downloading online and you bet through one of the major hubs, just go to your phone and we can walk you through that later on in another program. But for now, I am a high believer in future bets. I really am. You get your best return on your investment on future bets without having to risk the line. A lot of people will come back, John, and say, yeah, well, you're going to invest in Philadelphia to win their division, as an example, or you're going to invest in
The Ravens
local
to win the
guys,
Super
the
Bowl.
Ravens to win the Super Bowl. You know, or you're drinking the purple Kool-Aid. You know,
Yes, I
these
am.
guys are going to get hurt. What if someone gets hurt? Well, guys, guess what? You can bet the same day on Sunday or make a wager, and you could get hurt in that same game.
That's
It's
true.
it's a common denominator, so you can't use that as an excuse not to wager. The positive thing is you get the advantage of not having to lay any kind of lines. It's all straight up.
Right, boom.
You know, so if you do your homework, which I do, and you look at some of the wagers you can make, just go right across the top. For example, in the NFL, you take your phone, you go across the top, and you can look and see division winners, conference winners, Super Bowl winners. You know, you guys, you've seen it on TV, plus or minus 8 wins and all that. We're going to go through that as we get into this program later on. But we're going to give you all that information on how we feel, what to make. I've already made some moves on it way back in May.
Right, you've been on the game for a while.
I've been
now.
on the game. Yeah, I don't wait for I don't wait for the other major networks to tell me when to go. I know when to go. When I see the information, I read it, and I get down on it right away. I've got some real live tickets we want to show you guys.
Yeah, which is
future.
pretty interesting. How you talk about the tie-ins. You know,
Yeah.
this, and this are already complete
Yep.
and good to go. We got the check, and now these and these
Right.
are the future ones that we have to
Right.
You know,
And-
that we're waiting on.
And John, you know what's good? When you get in line, like when you get online and you wager like that, guess what happens? You ever see the show Deal or No Deal? You know, they open up the suitcases and they're like, you know, do you want this or not? You know, that is what happens when you are allowed to wager through one of the major hubs on your phone when you download it. They will offer you a buyout. So it's deal or no.
once they start feeling like you're going in that right direction,
Right, and that's
then it's each week that's going to get
Right.
higher.
Right. So if you were successful today in making 2 baseball wagers and or whatever your
In the games
without actually betting on the
that
game.
week.
That week, right.
Yeah.
And remember now, let's do this. You can decide to take those offers if you say, hey, you know what? I wagered 2 Johnnies on this thing and they're offering me 5. I know I can get 10, but I'm going to take it here. That's your personal business.
Right.
I'm not telling you when to buy in, who
Whether
to pick
how
at this
scared
time.
you are or
All
not.
right, yeah.
Don't be scared of the money now.
Yeah, right. That's why we're in this. But at the same time, this also offers you a smarter way to play without, you know, those of us who step over the line once in a while. We want to make sure that you take it this way. It's a little bit softer on your pocket. You know, you
Right,
get
you're not
everything
spending the
done.
Christmas money.
You're not spending the Christmas money. You're not spending this or that or whatever. Take care of your bills. Come in. Play for a couple of Johnnies or so on this one or that one, and we'll give you. Johnny and I will let you know when we feel strong about something. And if I don't like anything, I'm going to be honest and say, you know what, I don't have much action on this. If somebody wants to call in or text us with
Don't
some
put your
information,
Johnnies on that.
Yeah, right,
And we will
exactly.
have a call. We do have a phone number here, so this will be
Yep.
a call-in show.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions, obviously we have folks watching the other end, so you can ask questions. But also, if you want to call in and talk about it, we can do that too, starting on tomorrow.
Yes.
At 11 o'clock. I just want to remind you all, anybody who's interested, obviously a lot of people that we know are out there trying to get action, and football's coming up, and baseball's getting exciting.
Real exciting, especially for us local.
If you like the color of the locals.
Yeah, if you're local from
Orange
in
and
and around
black.
Baltimore, Northern Virginia, or DC, you know what we're dealing with. Plus, the football season getting ready to start. So for us locally, it's a good time to be a Baltimore fan on either side.
Yeah, it
of
really
the
is.
sport.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been great. We had Marty Bass stop by last week, which was really fun. And Marty's a big advocate of Pollock Johnnies and the whole Baltimore sports scene. And we want to just give a shout out to Marty and say thanks.
Thank you,
It's nice
Marty.
to have
Appreciate you, man.
Yeah, it was really nice. So Johnny, I'll let you take it from here. You guys going to be here tomorrow to see Johnny, and I will be with you, right?
All right, everybody, thank you. We appreciate you poking your head in real quick. Don't forget, tomorrow, 11 a.m., we're going to be sitting in the same spot, and we're going to give you some information. Al is going to hook you guys up, and he's going to make the game easier, even for the hardest of gamblers.
Yeah, if you're a novice or if you're someone who's like been doing this for a while, I respect that. Go with your own decisions. We're just here to shed some light on some different angles. Oh, that's right. We did promise them about the Open.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
I did a little a crazy thing. The Open's tomorrow, the British Open, but it's called the Open. And if you need to get your wagers in, like I said, we think now's the time you should do it today before you get up because it'll be teeing off. I looked at someone who, on this particular course, you want to keep the ball straight down the fairway and give yourself a chance. The best driver in golf is Russell Henley. He's the best. I mean, he's 74% down the fairway. I like him. He's a super long shot. I think he's 120 units to 1.
Wow.
Yeah, so one, yeah, exactly. One Johnny get you how many? So,
really. Jesus.
And at the same time, a real nice play for your insurance is a top 10 play. He's 6 to 1. 6 to 1 on a top 10 finish. So that's our guy. We're going to be tuning into him tomorrow. We'll let you know how things are working out. And we'll see you at 11 from Pollock Johnny's.
Appreciate you guys. Stop down today, Pollock Johnny's. Get yourself a Pollock Johnny sausage with the works. And we're about to roll the wiener out. Have a happy day. We'll see you tomorrow at 11 o'clock.
Time to get to work, Big Johnny.